Welcome to It's Your Business, a program designed to highlight our local small businesses who participate in contracting and procurement opportunities at Houston Community College. I'm your host, Veronica Douglas. If you have tuned in with us before, welcome back. If this is your first time, we want to welcome you. Either way, we're glad that you're joining us today as we highlight our local small businesses for the great work that they do. If you haven't subscribed to our newsletter, please do by visiting our website and clicking Let's Stay in Touch. Subscribing to our newsletter allows us to reach you in a uniform manner, providing you information about the Small Business Development Program and our community partners. So with that being said, let's get started today. Aspire Sales and Electrical Services, LLC is a full-service electrical contractor. They offer professional electrical repairs, service, and wiring for remodeling and new construction for both residential and commercial customers. They specialize in Janak generator sales, installation, warranty, and maintenance. No electrical or wiring job is too big or too small for Aspire Sales and Electrical Services, LLC. Joining us today is Sandra, Janak, owner and managing member. Welcome, Sandra.
Hi, Veronica. Thank you so much for inviting us to highlight and talk about my business today, Aspire Sales and Electrical in Stafford.
Well, I'm so glad to have you. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your passion. What do you enjoy doing outside of managing and operating Aspire Sales and Electrical?
Well, I have my family, spending time with my family. I come from a small town. So family, we grew up on a farm. So family is kind of big. So I do enjoy spending time with my family and my growing grandkids. As well as I am a court-appointed guardian ad litem for child advocates of Fort Bend. So this is for foster kids that go through the court system. So I've been doing that for about 20 years. In fact, one family that I had, he was 7 years old. So now he's 25, something like that. So it's been a rewarding experience doing all this for the kids. And right now I don't have court cases, but I am doing the Legislative Action Committee where we go up to the state capitol and we work on any type of helping with passages of laws and things. So that's been pretty much my passion.
Well, thank you for your service to the community. I know what you're doing is well respected and much needed. So thank you for doing that. Aside from your volunteerism work, tell us a little bit about Aspire Sales and Electrical Services. How many years have you been in business? How did you get started?
Well, actually, Aspire Sales started in 2006. The business began in the 2006 as an additional source of income for myself and my daughter, who was in college at that time, kind of like a side hustle, we say, because I was working in the insurance field at that time and just helping out an electrical company. So initially, the company specialized in Janak generator sales and the installation, but in 2008, I decided to purchase the electrical company. So, and adding that to the division. So that's how we became Aspire Sales and Electrical Services. So the company's revenues grew from an actual seed equity of $30,000. We are now in a very good revenue state as a woman-owned business. And, I am very proud of this being a woman-owned business because it is in a field of actually non-women business. You don't find too many electrical contractors that are women. And the glass ceiling was pretty tough back then and still is. So I was very proud to get the recipient of the United States Small Business Administration Women in Business Champion in 2018 because that was kind of like I arrived.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
What is your service area?
Basically, we service 50 miles out from our zip code in Stafford. So we are Richmond, Rosenberg, Sugar Land, Missouri City, Katy, Pearland. We go in and around the downtown area, along with Jersey Village. We don't go out to the Woodlands area, but kind of a 50-mile radius. So that's still pretty much a good broad spectrum of, customers and clients.
And do you or your staff, what type of certifications or licenses and bonding capacity do you have?
Well, the licensing for an electrical company is you do have to have a state electrical license, state contractors, electrical contractors, of which I hold, and you do have to have a state master electrician license as well. So along with our field employees, they have to be state licensed journeymen and apprentices. And we are also certified Generac technicians for our Generac generators.
And how many people are on your team at Aspire?
Right now we have 7. So we are in the hiring process, and that's kind of one of the things we're trying to expand on now, because after COVID, everything has kind of picked up a lot. So we are grateful that we can hire in some new hires for our field employees.
That's great. That sounds really good. That helps the economy too when you're putting people to work and you're servicing the community. So that is really great. Well, I know you've done a lot of work for HCC. You have done work at the majority of our campuses. Tell us a little bit about, well, first tell us how you got involved in the procurement process at HCC.
Well, I got involved with the procurement process at HCC because I became aware of this in my participation with the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program. This brought me a lot of contacts for me, of course, the most important one, you, Veronica, with the HCC Small Business Development Procurement Operations. You helped to make sure that I was on top of registering with Bonfire, the bidding program, and that I was certified with the City of Houston with the MWBE and Hub certifications, which qualifies me to do work under HCC.
Well, now that you've gotten to that point, you've went through the Goldman Sachs program and you actually registered as a vendor. Then you started seeing opportunities come your way. And I know that you've been very successful at the Rustic campus with our welding program. Tell us what you've done over there to help make our students successful in their endeavors to become welders.
Well, actually, whenever the new is called, I believe, the Workforce campus, so we did install a lot of the plugs and switches and a lot of the new welding equipment that was coming in to help teach in the tech sector of the college. So we did this at Rustic, and we did this also at the Stafford HCC to help with the programs, because this was a very good program. I see a lot of kids that are not maybe the 2-year, 4-year colleges, and this helps in the workforce, teaching them a little technical availability and careers. So welding is very good career and highly paid. So I see that as a really kind of good step, and we worked with the individual out there to make sure that all the machines were working and organized and everything for all their programs.
And you've also done some work at the West Houston Institute for us. Tell us a little bit about that project.
Yes, we have actually, I believe, done work at every HCC, which is a great opportunity. So, I mean, it has brought us a lot. At the West Institute, we installed a lot of plugs for the IT, I believe, for the event area. And we also did some specialty lighting out in the kind of the courtyard to do some lighting for special events. And we're still kind of working on that, putting that back up, because they do want to keep that as a fully functional lighting area. They just kind of added to the ambiance of the area, and they want to do it completely, not just temporary anymore. We also did HCC in Katy, where we extended power for the greenhouse, because that was a very important project that they were working on, and all their fans were down all of a sudden. We did the Hayes Road, which of course was the West Houston Institute. We did multiple electrical at the HCC downtown. We did HCC Holman. We did all the parking lot lights. We installed to LEDs to make them more economical and everything. And the lumens, of course, LEDs last a lot longer than incandescent. And we did the Loop 610. We did a lot for the IT area. And we did the Spring Branch that we put power to the bookstore area. So we've been around HCC a lot. We've had so many opportunities through the Small Business Development Program and through our affiliation with the team that's, Veronica and you and all the team out there. So we do appreciate everything, and we still are working this week at some HCCs.
And just out of curiosity, are the projects that you bid on typically, are they quotes or are they formalized procurements where we go out for bid to the street? Or is it a mixture of both?
Mixture of both.
Mm-hmm.
Some of are under the amounts that we can just do the jobs. And then some also are a mixture of y'all have to go out and get comparative quotes and everything. So they are a mixture.
And so if you could offer any advice for any, small business out there looking to do business with HCC, doesn't matter what industry, what words of advice would you give to them about approaching us and working with us?
I would say that what you need to do as a business is make sure you keep your certifications current. Register under the bonfire, the new bidding program that y'all have. Connect with you, Veronica, and the Small Business Development Department, and go to HCC events. I believe that that's really a great prospect, okay? Because you get to meet the facilities and procurement team. Introduce yourself face to face, because that's always a great way to promote recognition and remembrance. That's what I do a lot of. And I think it's kind of paved the way a little bit that if they see an email from Aspire Sales, they know who you are and they remember that. And, that's just something that you should do face to face. I think it's a great promotion for your business.
And I think that's great that you brought that up, because I know that I see you every year at our Procurement Expo Access to HCC at the West Houston Institute. And it really is a great opportunity for you to get in front of those end users and the buyers and just reintroduce yourself to the college, find out what opportunities we have. And I know I have seen you there and I've seen your husband there, and that type of networking really, really goes a long way.
Yes, it does. For a business, I recommend that 100%.
Well, aside from doing business with HCC, you also have a lot of residential work that you do. Can you talk to us about some of the services that you offer for your residential customers?
Basically, we offer service. We have service calls. We have bid jobs. We do a lot of lighting controls. We do a lot of surge protectors, generators. We kind of have a mirror. My business is very diverse. We offer a lot of products. So when you call our business, we can offer you a lot of different type of products for the needs that you have, being electrical or lighting controls and or even generators.
So what about scope requirements or the size of the project? Is there any requirements on a project that may be too small or too big for you?
No, not really. I mean, we do service calls from $105 to $1 million custom homes that are 20,000 square feet. So we do not. We are all in that beginning to the end part. Nothing is too small, too big.
So if somebody wants an estimate for their service that they are requiring, what's the best way for them to reach out and contact you? Is that through your website or pick up the phone?
Right now we have revitalized our website. So we do have an area there that you can go through there and ask for a bid, ask for a quote, or just email us and ask a question that you may want to have some service done. or you can call our telephone number, our main number, which is 281-242-2471. And we always answer it. Kara, my office manager, is also our scheduler. So she will get all your information, and she can set up a time that's convenient for you, as well as our availability on our schedules. And if it is for a bid job, we do send out our estimator, and he spends time with you to find out exactly what information or what you need for your bid job. If it's a large job, yes, we get plans and documents and things like that we spend a lot more time. So there's really three different areas that you have: just a service call, which is probably like a plug, a switch, a ceiling fan. Could be a small bid job that you're doing a little remodel on, and or it could be a large job that we do, like our Forest Park um, funeral home, or one of the credit unions that we do. So several opportunities or several different ways we can help you.
Well, with the growing number of people now turning to electric cars for their homes, have you seen a rise in the installation of EG chargers residentially?
Yes. Everybody's buying Teslas or electric cars. We have a lot of customers, clients, now even existing customers. So, it's gaining in popularity with the purchase more and more of these residential vehicles and residentials. EV plugs are just very, very easy to do. We do EV plugs for residential, and we do the commercial. Now, for the EV plugs for the home, it just kind of depends on the manufacturers, what the manufacturers indicate. But the most prevalent EV plug is a 50 amp plug. And a lot of times those are easy to install. Now there's a level 1 and a level 2, which they are 120, 240 volt, and that is your regular voltage through your home. Level 1 and the 2, it just depends on how fast you want to charge your vehicle. Level 3 is going to get you into commercial, and that is a 3-phase, and that's not really anything to do with the residential, but we do the 3-phase as well. As far as the plugs, there's no really process in adding a new plug in the household's garage area. It just depends on where you want it. And most times it's easy to install because we have another plug we can come off of. But occasionally we do have to add or run a new circuit from the panel box if we don't have anything to come off of it for a new plug. So they're fairly easy to install. And again, we do look at through the manufacturer's information, because there are a few times we've had some 60 amp plugs, but the prevalent one is a 50 amp for electric vehicles. Now, I spoke a little bit about the commercial EV chargers. What we do is we provide power to them, as we did at the Forest Park and credit unions. They do have the EV chargers installed by like CenterPoint, so we do provide all the power toward them. So we do kind of both parts there.
So I know you cannot have forgotten the freeze that hit Houston a couple years ago. I'm sure that you had an influx of calls to your office about generators. What were you suggesting to the customers that were calling you, that everybody seemed to want a generator? What was the suggestion to them that you were giving?
Well, at the time we couldn't install one, when the freeze happened already, but I can just say that we had a lot of people calling after that situation. That was during COVID. We were able to stay open as an electrical company, but we did take a big hit in all our service, because of course people didn't want you to come to their home. But what happened here also was during the freeze and after the freeze, but during the COVID, a lot of people did find out that there's a lot of disruption in power in their home. So we sold a lot of generators due to that. But because of the freeze, yes, we had a lot of calls. Our telephone shut down for a while because we couldn't take all the calls. My recommendation for people is, after the fact, it's going to happen. And if you have a generator, we actually went out and made sure we maintained them. And batteries do freeze beyond a certain level of time. You know that when you got to your car and tried to start it during the freeze, it wouldn't start. So we do sell and install battery trickle chargers, heat trickle chargers on them now to help all our customers. But get ready for the next one. There's maybe not going to be another freeze, maybe not another hurricane, but it's a positive factor to purchase a home standby generator. They are not as expensive as you think they are. And right now, we do have a lot of affordable payment options through financial companies, Synchrony, that can get your monthly payments down very small. But most people, the main thing I also tell people is do not get a portable generator and put it in your house or try to run it because of the exhaust. But generators, I'm going to say that we sold so many generators. We sold more generators in that 1 year, 2 years than we did in 5.
I can imagine.
Because we had a lot of calls for generators to start ordering. Plus, we were the only company that actually answered their phones during the freeze. A lot of people were customers of other generator companies who did not answer their phones at all. So we got a lot of new customers because we actually answered our phones, and we couldn't go out there right away to deal with anything because of the ice, but we did get their name and number, and we put them on a list, and we got to everybody that we possibly could and fixed generators. But yes, we do actually answer our phones, and we do actually talk to our customer clients and other customer clients.
Is the lead time a little bit shorter on the generators now that we've kind of come past and jumped over a few hurdles here?
Definitely. They are not out 6 to 8 months anymore or a year. They are probably about 3 to 4 weeks now.
Well,
Especially the generators between 18 kW to 24, which is the most prevalent of generators for a household. So yes. Generac opened 4 new facilities and started really pumping those generators out. Yeah.
And I think it's important too that you mentioned that you do offer some financing options for your customers as well, because I know a lot of people may have shied away from that because they weren't sure how they were going to be able to finance that. So that's really great that you have options available.
Yes, very good options for people. So it's not, and the main thing is that a generator is there to help you. No power, no lights, no heat, no AC, and food in your refrigerator goes bad. And the one thing is, we do know that some homeowner policies do give credits to individuals for a home standby generator because you're less likely to file a claim. So there's also an added benefit to that there for generators. So, and when we sell you a generator, we stay with you. Same with our electrical. Again, as I stated, we answer the phones, but when we do a generator install, we're there to service it, maintain it. We are certified to do the warranty work on it. So it's something that we are, as far as customer service, stay with you on all aspects of the electrical and the generators.
And Sandra, you know that we live in Houston and hurricane season is amongst us, whether we want it or not. So what kind of systems can you offer residential customers for generators or equipment that they may need?
Well, of course, the generators, as I spoke about before, you always want to have that home standby because you always want to have power, AC, heat, and it's critical also that if you have somebody with a critical health problem, that you always want to have that power on, especially if they're on an oxygen, breathing machines, things like that. And of course, whole home surge protectors. We highly recommend those because with all the storms going through, if they take a hit to your house, it protects everything in there. You don't have fried ACs, you don't have fried electronics, everything. It takes a hit. And we do recommend the Eaton because they do come with insurance policies.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
And I forgot when that type of thing happens, it does, could fry your computer, it could take out your microwave. There's so much damage that can be done.
Refrigerators, your AC, everything, and that costs a lot of money. Because if you do file even under the homeowner's insurance, then you still have to pay a deductible. So, this we do offer right now an installation on the product for $675. So that is reasonable compared to a deductible or everything else that you have to replace in your home. So it's up to 200 amp panels, one per household. But yeah, we highly recommend that. It puts on the panel box and you're ready to go.
So for someone like myself or anyone watching, I mean, what kind of signs or what are some signs that an electrical system needs repair or even replacement?
Well, your lights, when your lights flicker and wane, and your breaker takes more trips than you do, and your years do not make your electrical system wiser. Okay. And always remember, electricity is dangerous in the wrong hands.
So if there's permits required for these jobs, do you pull the permits or is the resident the one that's responsible for pulling any permits?
For electrical permits, we pull the permit. That's why you do have to have a master electrician and a electrical contractor, because they are the only ones that can pull the permits with all the cities. And yes, all the cities require them. Houston, Sugar Land, Richmond, all the surrounding cities. So yes, we are the ones that have to pull the permits, and you cannot as a homeowner.
Well, it's really been great talking with you today, Sandra. In closing, can you tell us our website or your phone number? How can anyone watching get in contact with Aspire Sales and Electrical?
Our website is www.aspiresales.net, and our main office number is 281-242-2471.
Again, Sandra, thank you so much for the good work that you have done at HCC, and I know you'll continue on serving our college and the community.
Thank you so much, and thank you again for this conversation.
That's it for today's show. If you'd like more information on the Small Business Development Program, please visit our website. For It's Your Business, I'm your host, Veronica Douglas.